help a life insurance agency for a lifetime.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle, so we can take care of their specific needs. Helping us to help them achieve their goals.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must be paid commission for that, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one simple, transparent payment structure so we can cover important points to cover. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
If you're looking for a place to call home, let North Bloomfield Properties find the best place for you and your family. We also provide pre-screened quality tenants to our property owners. We'd love to match your people to good homes. Contact us today, northbloomfield.com.
Radio.com is now on Odyssey. Download the Odyssey app and listen to 97 Morning Ticket and all the sports news, music, and podcasts.
Today kicks off a very telling stretch for the Detroit Pistons. We'll get into it at 3 o'clock. Fork in the road. How do you want to build this thing? Jim Costa in. Valenti show with Rico. Rico says the Bills have it worse than the Lions. Bills fans have it worse than what we have here in Detroit. Before I get to the phones, David, I know the ticket text has been blowing up. What do people say?
Rico, it's the journey, the tailgating in the winning environment, calling into radio stations for positive conversations instead of a collective session of complaint. It is the opportunity to do that is what fans want. I'd rather be Buffalo.
Right, but can you imagine after losing the third and the fourth Super Bowl what the talk is? You're acting like, oh, we made it. No, you lost, and you didn't just lose. The Cowboys embarrassed you. I mean, to the point where if Benny didn't track down that he was Leon Levy and stop him from that touchdown, it would have been the most lopsided Super Bowl ever. You were not in these games.
Because you don't know who you're talking to. People listening are Lions fans are going, I'm sorry, you used the word Super Bowl in which you just talked about. You just referred to the game at the end of the season that we're not allowed to participate in. The people who are listening to you are going, I'll take that 3-4 times over. I don't care if something's broken inside of me. It beats right now or I don't feel anything.
See, I need Lions fans to step out and look at the bigger picture, because I don't think you would want that ridicule. You would want just the amount of depression that comes, like, because reality said we just can't win. You think you're cursed now? Imagine going to 4 straight Super Bowls and not winning. That's cursed to me.
Well, someone's asking you to put on your green and white glasses and say, if Michigan State was to have made eight Final Fours and never won one, would you be happy with the 8 Final Fours and no championship?
No, because after a while, it's just like now. You gotta win. Now, Michigan State winning a title, Atlanta winning a World Series, it takes the pressure off, because you can at least say, guys, we didn't give you everything, but for 1 year, we rose to the top and got you that. So, had they made it to 8 straight times? No, wouldn't be happy, because then it's like, well, okay, when are you going to do it? It was Boeheim in Syracuse. It was Coach K with Duke before Duke finally started winning. The Duke fans were like, you keep making it there, but you don't win. Because the fan, as you get better and better, the fans' expectation gets higher and higher, and they get to the highest stage and lose the way that they did. Now, the irony is they lost to Washington in that second Super Bowl. You know who Washington defeated in the NFC Championship game?
Lions.
38-0.
Sorry, Lions. Gives me Super Bowl losses all day long. What if we ever had here? I'll take that all day.
I think it's easier
people
to say
it and they don't mean it.
It's easier to say because I'd rather lose than... No, you wouldn't. Because biggest stage, everybody is watching. Everybody is watching you just aim the ships. There's nothing you can do about it.
Rico, but you used an analogy earlier in the classic, would you rather have loved and lost than never loved before? I think the answer is you want to fall in love at some point. Even if you get your heart broken, you go, I'm capable of it, right? You say, I'm capable of going to the Super Bowl, rather than sitting there all alone forever wondering if and when and maybe and someday. That is way worse. That's a miserable experience.
Let me make an addendum to that. Would you have rather never been married or been divorced 4 times? Because that's what it probably would feel like. You've never been married, okay? You enjoyed your life, you dated, you had girlfriends, blah, blah, blah. Or you got married, divorced, married, divorced, married, divorced, married, and divorced again. Jimmy, after your 3rd divorce, you tell your friends, I'm getting married. What do they say? Dear God, no. What didn't you learn?
They're like, I'm not going to another wedding.
Thank you.
We'll send a gift. Thank you very much. I'm sure she's a lovely lady.
Right. How long? You take pools. How long is this one going to last?
All right, we got to get these phone calls in. Clear this up. Get people's thoughts. We have Cody and Fenton. Cody, you're on 97.1. Cody, where you at?
Hey, I'm not out of the way, guys. Hey, I gotta agree with Rico 100%. I'm from Detroit, but I'm a Chiefs fan. And prior to 2019, I used to say Chiefs fans have it horrible because we're always kind of right there, and then the rug is pulled out from underneath you, and it's like a gut punch, and then you kind of wonder why you invested all your
have been the Detroit Lions' existence forever. I would much rather have the JV Miguel Cabrera run to the World Series, even if it failed at the very end. That was way more enjoyable as a fan.
But you get a little time to heal because it didn't happen in consecutive years. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you had an epic fail. Okay, we retool, get into the laboratory, we come back, we try it again a couple years later. Imagine every year it's just like, okay, that didn't work. I mean, they fired was it Bill Poley? They fired him. They fired him after they made this third straight Super Bowl and lost. The man built the team. He Hall of Famers. Somebody had to take the fall. Bill, you're gone. So, and they were saying how later on, like BB at the end when the Packers won, he went up to Brett Favre and said, "Hey, can I have the Super Bowl game ball?" He's like, "Dude, you've earned it. You've suffered more than anybody else." There's a difference when you do it 4 straight consecutive years.
We got a blitz. We'll come back. We'll get into football that's going on now, not football from the 90s. Because it just hits differently now that we're in August. We'll get to a blitz. We'll get to some Piston stuff. A Kate Cunningham hero that someone on this show is already making fun of. It's 97.
Summer's here. It means you need to start planning those outdoor landscaping projects. We joked plant trees. Yeah, Rico would like a cuties tree, or whatever those things are called, in his yard. Look, Miller could possibly do that. Go to getmillernow.com because if it happens outside, it's Miller. You can get an in-person consultation, video consultation, whatever works for you. And bottom line, if it happens outside, they'll do it. Getmillernow.com. That's getmillernow.com. They are the premier landscaping contractor in Metro Detroit. They don't screw around. They say they're going to get it done, it gets done. On time, on budget, and to spec. So, if you'd like a citrus farm in your backyard like Rico, you're all set. It's getmillernow.com. It's Miller Landscape. This Odyssey.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Lalonde Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
This is Andrew Rogish with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by the Samsung Galaxy. The internet has a lot to say about the Samsung Galaxy. Find out at Samsung.com/reserve. If you thought putting one free runner on base for extra innings was insane, don't watch Olympic baseball. They have upped the ante and start each extra frame with runners on second and first. You've got to score, right? Not Team USA today. 0 in the top of the 10th. Japan converted in the bottom half and won their quarterfinals 7-6. At least avoiding long games and taxed bullpens makes some sense in a tournament like this. It'll never make sense, at least to me, in the majors. By the way, as of July 20th, extra inning games are only averaging 3 minutes less than the average from 2010 through 19. Saving 3 minutes is not worth that lunacy. I'm Andrew Roach.
I struggled with symptoms like freeway gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hi, I'm Zanetta Adams, and I'm a veteran just like you. If you've served our country, connect to the veteran benefits you deserve. We're here for veterans of all backgrounds and all service experiences.
For me, Rebecca Allen, a woman veteran of the Michigan National Guard.
And me, John Stauffer, a peacetime Army veteran.
And me, Captain Robert Daza, an active member of the Michigan National Guard.
Many veterans need assistance during the COVID-19 pandemic and beyond, and you've earned that care. So connect to support with finances, healthcare, employment, education, emergency assistance, home loans, and other needs. It's all available
training camp. Lions fans are piling into Allen Park. Football is in the air, and what better time for us to start getting into some more blitzes?
You're right. And I want to make fun of ESPN here because I just saw this stupid question on their TV screen. And for some reason, they didn't eliminate the obvious answer. So I'm going to eliminate the obvious answer. Which team is most likely to win their division? The team I'm going to eliminate, the Kansas City Chiefs, which they did not eliminate. Of course, the Chiefs are going to win their division. Outside of them, most likely to win their division this season.
Packers with Aaron Rodgers back in the fold, right?
I'm going to say due to the Carson Wentz getting up injured, Titans.
That's a good one, too.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but if Wentz is, how much time is he going to miss? I don't know if that's later in the blitz here, David.
Anywhere between 5 to 12 weeks.
From now, so he could miss like a week or two.
He'll miss either a month or 8 games, 8-9 games. 8-9 games.
That's significant, especially with Tennessee what they did this offseason.
You got Houston, god awful team. Jacksonville, god awful team. So
What about your Bills? They should win that division, right?
Miami's
Oh, stop.
nipping at their heels. Patriots are back.
They're spending like they're back.
So let's get into it because you all brought it up with this question here. Let's get into Carson Wentz. He will be missing some time. Could miss half the season. I don't know what's going on with him, but he clearly isn't a quarterback you can trust anymore, right?
Well, here's the thing. If I was them, this could be a blessing in disguise. David has making a face at me. When they made the trade, they have to give up a first-round pick if he plays more than 75% of the offensive snaps.
Correct.
So if he misses 4 games, they get to give a second instead of a first. Now, can they weather the storm at the beginning of the season without him? You know who I'd call? What's Nick Foles up to these days? Frank Wright, the same situation.
yes, I need to stop reading my notes because I said once again, Nick Foles could come to the rescue and replace a hurt Carson Wentz.
There it is.
If you're Indy, you're kind of built to win now. I don't think you can absorb this loss. You're going to have to make some risky moves. You're going to have to really mortgage the farm. I look at that. I also made a place to call for Marcus Mariota. I know people Marcus Mariota. Yes, you just need somebody. You need somebody that can help Colts get to 4-4. 4-4, he comes back. Because you're in a bad division, it still may be enough for you to get a wild card or even compete. Because it ain't like Tennessee's going to run away with this thing. So if you can maintain just 4-4, 3-5, maybe you got a shot at Gardner Minshew. You know, whatever. If it's a couple games, I mean, he looks weird. I don't understand the
That's
fact that.
That's what that's called,
You know
Rico.
what? Baker Mayfield has swagger. That's gas station rookie swagger. Well, let's move back over to the Buffalo Bills, Rico. You mentioned them, and they're in the news for different reasons, not for losing 4 Super Bowls, but they need a new stadium. And they are negotiating with the city of Buffalo, and according to reports, they will use the threat of moving to Austin, Texas, as part of the negotiations to get a new stadium in Buffalo. First of all, that's laughable, right? They're not moving to Austin. No, I don't think Jerry Jones would allow somebody so close to him. That's not going to happen. I think it's the ploy what everybody does. If you don't give me something, we're going to move our team. No, we're going to move the team. The second team in Detroit. And so that would be something. Which one of these two hard left teams wants to go first? But no, I don't see them actually leaving. I think this is just a play to get fans all riled up. So they go to the city county meetings, they protest and jump on top of tables, which I've never understood. I've never gotten that, why that's a Buffalo thing, but it is. But no, I don't think that they go to Austin.
The Pagula family, net worth how many billions? I think Terry himself's $5 billion in net worth.
It's a
Build your own stadium. Because all this is about haggling over how much public funds are going to be used to build it in Buffalo. And here's the reality. You're not giving checks back to fans after concessions, so you can pay for your own damn stadium.
I've totally agree with you, Jimmy, as I've said that before, but you know what's better than building your own stadium? Having somebody them out. No, you don't. They can all build state-of-the-art stadiums, and it won't affect their bottom line whatsoever. $5 billion. You can go out there and build a $200 million stadium. It's not going to hurt you if you have $5 billion.
Well, then let me ask you this, the second part to this question. If Buffalo moves, or if they get an expansion team in the NFL, what city deserves it? Does St. Louis deserve it since they just lost the Rams? What city in America deserves an NFL franchise?
See, I don't know if St. Louis deserves it because they've lost their team twice now. They lost the Rams and they lost the Cardinals.
Yeah, you're right.
Who should give it to?
And it's, you know what? I would just wait because I don't think that these LA teams are going to work out because LA doesn't want football, but we keep jamming it down their throats saying, you're going to like football. No, I'm not. It's like the parent and David, it's you and your kids at the dinner table. You're going to eat this Brussels sprout. No, I'm not. Eventually, you say, here, go. Just leave. You don't have to eat it today. Who would you give it to?
I think there's already enough football in Florida. I was going to say Orlando, Texas, San Antonio does make sense. I think that's why they're coming up on the list.
I don't know. Maybe you get one back to Oakland.
Okay, there you go. San Diego doesn't have a team.
I like that.
See, San Diego doesn't want it.
San Diego doesn't deserve it.
Okay, it's not that they deserve it. San Diego is like LA, guys. You know what
they don't want it.
You know what they
Right.
have to do? You know what they have that we don't have here? Options.
Yes.
Any given November, December, Sunday, hey, Jimmy, wanna head to the beach and do nothing? Or you wanna watch a god-awful football game? Let's go to the beach. Let's do whatever. Let's go hang out. Yeah, that's why it's a waste of time. I'm telling you, man, I'd love to do the social experiment. I'd love to bring a second team here. Second team here because it would be the one thing the Lions fans are going to say for the longest. New ownership. The way of doing things. The Fours have no say-so in this next team. And then we sit Super Bowl before this team.
So let's touch on this real quick because we really haven't touched on it since training camp started. Deshaun Watson. The NFL released a statement. They are still reviewing the serious allegations against Deshaun Watson. At this time, there's no restrictions on participation in club activities. Well, during training camp, they've been using him as safety on the scout team, and he's been wearing the beanie for the blitz package on defense. And Culley, the head coach, says that he wasn't involved in the offseason program, which is why he's not ready to play quarterback during training camp. How does this work? Does he play this year? Like, they can't keep putting him on the scout team.
I gotta say the commissioner's putting him in a bad spot because he should be on the commissioner exempt list while they figure this out because they haven't. They put this franchise, and I'm not defending the Houston Texans. They've been a dumpster fire. But I don't know how they're supposed to handle this, Rico.
Because no one wants to make the mistake of, in this country, you're innocent until proven guilty. So I think that's where the NFL is coming. That's where the Texans are coming. We don't want this guy to come back and sue us because we withheld him from playing football. But this is where the NFL needs to step in and to say, until we get this thing settled, you're on punishment.
Here's the
You're not going to play.
He doesn't even want to play for the Texans. He just doesn't want to be fined. So he shows up, yeah, sure, I'll run scout team safety, fine.
And if I'm the Roger Goodell, guys, bring him in the room. Here's the compromise. He's not going to show up. He's not going to get fined. Can we both agree upon that? Because let's face it, Houston, you don't want him here. Deshaun, you don't want to be here. So rather than go through this charade, he's not showing, you're not fining. The NFL can survive. Houston can survive without his $50,000 a day. If your team needed their money that badly, quit and sell the team.
So I want to end it with this because Mike Zimmer's been frustrated. The entire QB room is out because of COVID. And I want to play you this quick clip here. He's frustrated.
Going through all the things that you had to do last year, masks and protocol and travel, and you can't leave for a day, and you can't go out see your family, all the things. You can't go to dinner when you're on the road. You got to wear masks on a plane, all that stuff that, I just don't understand. I just don't understand that, I think we could put this thing to bed if
And he continues to say later on that if this was a game here, a regular season game, this could affect your playoff possibilities. If this was a playoff game, you would lose the playoff game here. What are we doing here? Do players not really understand that this is affecting weekly wins or losses?
But this is once again, this is where the NFL and Roger Goodell needs to step in. The NFL is a business. We just call it what it is. Every business can say, you want to work here, Odyssey. You want to be in studio, you must be fully vaccinated. If not, you're not going to be in studios. You know what that means? You have a power outage or whatever. That's not your fault. That's on you. You got to get to doing this show the best way possible. The NFL just needs to come out and say, guys, we're going to be a vaccinated league, or we're not. Roger Goodell is kind of skirting the fence, staying on that, because he doesn't want to tick off certain types of people. You want to do this thing. He tried to put the onus on the players. Just put on your big boy pants, Raj. You're the commissioner. Guys, if you don't play in the league, you'll be fully vaccinated. If you don't, not playing this year, plain and simple. I'm not holding up anything. I'm not losing any money. That's all he has to say. But he doesn't want to say it. He wants to make everybody else be quiet.
Well, it's the Players Association's fighting it tooth and nail. And Zimmer said, by the way, too, the other quote on why some of his players aren't getting vaccinated. Well, some of the things they read are just wolf. Yeah, I mean, he's calling out some of his teammates. Kirk Cousins couldn't practice this last week. He didn't have 3 quarterbacks because they were, one tested positive for COVID and the other 2 were close contact and weren't vaccinated. He's just speaking of this like a football coach. He wants to have his quarterbacks. He wants to have all his guys on Sundays. And I would think fans want to have their whole team healthy when the game comes around. So I can't believe I'm as frustrated as Zimmer is, and I don't even coach a team.
And that is your NFL Blitz.
FanDuel Sportsbook. They are hooking up new users with the Olympic bonus 21 and up. FanDuel Sportsbook promo code ticket. Rico's all over the Olympics. I'm not, but if you want to bet them, FanDuel Sportsbook, great promotions for new users. You can bet risk-free. New users get up to $1,000 back in site credits if your first bet doesn't win. FanDuel Sportsbook promo code ticket. That's FanDuel Sportsbook promo code ticket. You get started, I don't know, bet whatever the hell you like. Don't look to me for Olympic picks. I think if you bet the Olympics, you need to call this number. I digress. The bottom line is FanDuel Sportsbook, great promotions for new users. They take care of business the right way. FanDuel Sportsbook promo code ticket. That's FanDuel Sportsbook promo code ticket 21 and up. Present in Michigan. First online real money wagers only. Risk-free bet. Refund issued. Non-withdrawable site credits. Sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? 1-800-270-7117. FanDuel Sportsbook. Commercial partner of 97.1 The Ticket.
Are you thinking about selling your home or worried you missed the hot summer market? Hi, this is Mark Z with EXP, and you could not have picked a better time of the year. Right now to sell your home. While most sellers have given up, my clients are getting multiple offers. I'm not bragging, I'm applying for the job. Call me, Mark Z, at 844-SOLD-BY-Z and start packing.
It's a new day, and it's coming at you fast. It could be the day your workforce doubles, or the day your visitors quadruple. With Comcast Business, you'll have what you need to take on every twist and turn, like the flexibility to control multiple Wi-Fi networks from anywhere, and the power of the nation's largest gig speed network, the one that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a great offer for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Want even more speed? Ask how to get up to 10 gigs for your small business. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and 1 voice line. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Compares Comcast Business 10 gig EDI with AT&T 1 gig.
Reaction to the latest sports news, insights from the national experts, and the info you need to bet on all of today's action. We call that Wagertainment. BetQL shows are now streaming live, morning, afternoon, and night with coverage from across the worlds of sports and sports betting. Find out who's hot, who's hurt, and who can help you cash in. The BetQL network features some of the biggest names in the game, like Nick Kostos, Ken Barkley, and more. All new shows from BetQL, streaming live right now on Odyssey.
Help Mother Waddles to help those in need by donating your car. Your car donation to Mother Waddles will provide food and shelter to the poorest of the poor. Call Mother Waddles today and change a life. Call 313-WADDLES.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Tempura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, call 877-734-2200.
We were all crushed when colon cancer took Jamie Samuelson from us. Jamie Samuelson night at Comerica Park is August 17th when the Tigers play the Angels. Special ticket packages include a $5 donation to provide colonoscopy screenings to those who can't get one. Details at 971theticket.com. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit.
An Odyssey station. Do you love America? Not as much as John Jansen does.
It's got to be outdoors.
The Food Network is proud to present John Jansen's American Made. This week, John goes with Jeff Rieger.
I will show you by example when you take this home tonight. You, your wife.
You gave me 16 inches.
Well, anything under 15 you've got to throw back.
It was 2 inches too long.
Yes. Well, hey, size matters.
Can't believe we're doing this.
So, perfect.
How does it smell?
It's cold. I left it straight. It doesn't smell at all. So you are going to have to actually touch it.
I don't want to touch this thing.
It's okay. Just grab the head.
John, I'm touching it. I'm touching it.
All right, there you go. Now pull it back to you. There you go.
All right.
You, your wife, you're going to have to grip the head just a little bit more.
Yeah,
there you go.
Sorry, pal.
Yep, you're cutting
Dude, look at
the
this
ribs.
ball.
John Jansen's American Made. Check your local listings.
The Valenti Show with Rico. Mike's got the day off. Jim Costa sitting in. Cade Cunningham's got a mural in Detroit. I don't know if you guys have seen this thing, but it is clear that the city is excited about him the same way he's excited about being here. And there might be something brewing now with the Detroit Pistons. You got free agency kicking off later on tonight at 6 o'clock, right as we get off the air. And they're doing something. They're clearing up space for some reason. Mason Plumlee gets traded away. They released 3 guys over the weekend. Could be a fourth coming. They're going to free up about $20 million to spend in free agency. And you start thinking about some of the names they're getting attached to. And you have a fork in the road kind of moment now if you're the Pistons. Do you try to do this thing quick? Do you try to spend big this offseason? Or are you going brick by brick, slow, methodical? That's the question that the Pistons have to ask themselves as they go into free agency. Do you go for Tim Hardaway Jr., who's been rumored, or DeMar DeRozan, who knows Dwayne Casey and may or may not be interested? Some rumors out about both those two guys. Do you plug them in to that $20 million hole you're freeing up? Or do you say, nah, let's take our time, see how Cade does, spend some money later? What's the philosophy you want to see the Pistons go to work with? 248-539-9797. And if Roberto ever shows up to work, he did see this mural in person.
Yes, I was Saturday afternoon. We were driving on Jefferson. We saw it, and I just didn't know. I mean, I knew it was him because of that, just from the hat. The hat, you know, it looked just like the picture, but it was so soon. I just couldn't believe that something could get done that quick, you know. And it didn't really.
You really make a joke, Roberto, but I'm just gonna let that one go by.
It didn't really resemble him all that well. It was.
Well, David was saying this too. David, you thought this was not a good job.
It's a disgusting mural.
Oh, come on.
It's a disgusting mural.
Okay, granted, every time I go to the Breslin Center, I gotta look at Morgan Freeman.
I know you do.
I gotta look at Morgan Freeman pointing, dribbling a basketball. Like, what movie was this from? I don't recall. It says it's Magic, but that's Morgan Freeman.
You're absolutely right, and that's horrible. That should not have ever happened. But this is paint You could easily look at a photo and paint the picture.
It's an artist rendition. It doesn't have to be
Right.
I think you go out there and paint.
No, I can't do it. I'm not. No.
Don't complain.
I
Your
complain.
Sistine Chapel, come on.
It
But
looks
it's like,
disgusting.
yeah, it's like half caricature, but half like this sort of like avant-garde sort of
Roberto, where is this in Detroit?
weird thing. On I don't remember exactly. Like on Jefferson.
East Jefferson and Lafayette Park is what it
Yes.
said.
Okay,
Yes.
and this was done like Friday. He was drafted Thursday night.
But they rushed it. They rushed it. Take your time. He's here for a while. We don't need it this weekend. We just need it by season beginning.
just excited and went out there and painted.
Maybe more work needs to be done.
No,
'cause
but
it's in black and
Who
white.
knew that Siskel and Ebert of art were just going to
Listen.
jump in there?
David sitting out,
Listen.
art critic over here.
They did a
If you
Stevie.
look at the brush strokes,
Jackson Pollock over
They
here.
did a Stevie Wonder mural downtown. Took their time. It was perfect. Every so often, every week, you see different. Okay, they're adding this. Why does this have to be here this weekend? It doesn't.
because it's on the side of a building. Like, it ain't like it's Barry Sanders when they remember the Barry mural.
I do
that they
remember
had?
that. Yes.
Okay, that's sponsored. This was just somebody who had some paint in his garage. They're gonna do this.
And by the way, you know who liked
Redo
it?
it.
You know who liked it? Kate Cunningham.
No, he
He was doing Instagram
No, he
live
didn't.
from it.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He did
You
that.
think he's embarrassed?
No, he did that because he's
He's already
embracing Detroit.
ashamed of the city.
No, he's embracing Detroit. He has to go because this is exciting time and everyone's excited. So he has to say, "Oh, this is lovely. I'm so happy to be here. Like coming to America." That's what he's saying right now. But here's the problem: they don't have to rush it. Redo this now. This is not Detroit.
Well, look at this question of rushing it is the question of free agency for the Pistons. That's what we're dealing with.
Right, thank you. So, like, I can't believe we're sitting here and talking
Okay,
about
I'm gonna sound really dumb here, but I'll throw out there. Who is the other person in the mural?
Roberto.
Oh my gosh, the NBA
The
commissioner.
commissioner, Adam Silver.
No, that's even worse then.
Yes, it
I
is.
knew exactly who it was.
I
when
did
saw
too,
it.
but it does look bad.
Roberto, stop talking.
He didn't look white.
Roberto, stop talking.
What? What
He
did you
didn't look
say?
what?
He didn't look what?
White.
Rico, I'm sorry I took us down this rabbit hole. I do want to talk to Pistons fans, whether the mural is symbolic of this free agency period or not. Are you interested in Tim Hardaway Jr.? Are you interested in DeMar DeRozan? Do you want this team to go to the playoffs this year? Because I know Kate has talked about trying to get this thing going as quickly as this season.
No, I'm not. Because you're not close to winning. You're nowhere close to it. I'd rather you bring in Cade and let Cade play with your existing roster, and then see where you need to trim the tree. See, okay, you know what? He plays well with this combination, so these players are good. We need to jettison these guys. But let's hold off. Are you, okay, because my thing about the trade is this. Will this trade help us beat the Nets? If the answer is no, then why are you making the trade? If you're not going to beat the Lakers, then why are you making the trade? If you're not going to beat the top teams, then you're just trading the trade.
You're trying to get better.
But don't spend your money now on a bunch of guys that ain't going to really do anything. Don't pull what Joe did with Charlie V and Ben Gordon. Where if he waited a year, that was the free agent year.
No, but here's the deal. You have Cade, so you could have support around Cade. You're not bringing in Tim Hardaway and telling him to be the face of the team. That's Cade's job.
But I want to see what Cade does with Sadiq Bey before I bring in Tim Hardaway. Because to me, pretty much the same. Hardaway he's a shooter. He puts up his shots.
Right, so I know
I'm not paying him a bunch of money, but I got somebody whose contract I can control. It's relatively the same thing. Maybe not to that level, but then again, he hasn't been in the league for 7-8 years like Hardaway.
Cade Cunningham gets drafted. That night, he looks into the camera, buffs on, and says, "I'm all in Detroit." I think Troy Weaver might be trying to go all in with him. Because, Rico, here's the deal. You owe that to him. You have a superstar. You should treat him like a budding superstar. When you draft the guy #1 overall, that's the expectation. So you free up $20 million in space right away. You bring in Hardaway Jr. or DeMar DeRozan. You still have Jeremy Grant. Next year, they'll have about enough space to add a max player on top of that when the Blake Griffin money goes away. So they're going to be in a position to add Tim Hardaway, go to the playoffs, then add a third piece via trade or via free agency.
No,
Start loading this thing up ASAP because you have something that is special in Cade Cunningham. Let that spark ignite.
No. I think that's a huge mistake. Let him play with the players that you have. You don't expect to win a title this year. Let's see what goes on. Let's see what combinations of players work well with him. And then next year, you start cutting payroll. You know what? Hey, didn't work out, Josh Jackson. Hey, didn't work out with you, Isaiah Stewart. Didn't work out with you. We're going to move on. Frank Jackson. Thanks, but no thanks. You start pairing off next year. This year is not the year to do that because you don't know what you have yet. You want to talk about rushing it? We're rushing it. We don't know what Cade is going to do. We're all assuming he's going to come in here and do fine. But let him play with these guys. Let him get his feet wet. And then next season, you'll walk in and say, okay, Cade, a year in the NBA, what do you need? We'll go get it for you.
Rico, do you know who the general manager of this basketball team is? The most aggressive general manager in all of basketball. He is not afraid to make trades, free agents, draft picks, etc. Now that he has a piece worth building around, I don't think it's a coincidence they're
DeMar
freeing up.
DeRozan's not going to want, but this is where I would say, okay, well, is
DeMar DeRozan knows Dwayne Casey. He can sign on a 2 or 3 year
is
deal.
DeMar DeRozan going to help you beat the Nets?
He helped you get in the postseason, which Cade wants to do in year one, and then you add a piece next to him and Jeremy Grant.
Okay, but see,
and
that's
now
just
you're
it.
building. You want to run before you walk.
Are you trying to make the postseason, or are you trying to build a championship?
I think you got to make the postseason before you win a championship.
You do, but what I'm saying, the postseason should just be a step along the way.
Sure.
And if you just start building to make the playoffs, you become Portland.
No, you
become that team that, yeah, they make the playoffs. They don't go anywhere.
I'm not saying DeMar DeRozan or Tim Hardaway Jr. are the missing piece. I'm not saying that.
I'm saying congratulations. You just built the Denver Nuggets.
Okay, but here's the thing. If you build the Denver Nuggets, but then you put a guy like Luka on that team, which is the expectation for Cade Cunningham,
then you just built the Los Angeles Clippers.
248-539-9797. The question is, do you want to rush it? We're not talking about a mural. We're talking about the Pistons. Free agency kicks off tonight at 6 o'clock. Do you want to see them go all in with Cade the way he has promised to go all in with Detroit? Or do you want to take a more wait-and-see, patient, pragmatic approach that Rico has suggested? 248-539-9797. It's 97.1.
All right, ever tried to buy a new car and felt like you should have packed a lunch and a hard hat? Listen, it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be stressful. Go to Moran Buick GMC in Taylor on Telegraph, just north of Eureka in Taylor, where it's so simple to save. You start your favorite chair at home, MoranExpress.com. You pick out your sweet ride, work out the deal. They have inventory. They buy in volume. They pass the savings to you. Schedule the delivery. MoranExpress.com, or you do curbside. Moran Buick GMC on Telegraph, just north of Eureka and Taylor. And guess what? They got inventory. No excuses, no tumbleweeds, no crying about microchips. They have inventory. They buy in volume. They pass the savings to you. You want to stop on down to the dealership? That's fine too. John and Riley Kujik on Telegraph, just north of Eureka and Taylor. Or hit up MoranExpress.com for car buying made simple. They have inventory. It's Moran Buick. Experience the new Buick.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. If you haven't refinanced your mortgage in 2021, you need to call Hall Financial right now to see if you qualify for our no appraisal 8-day close. Call today, 248-308-5000, or go to callhallfirst.com.
Northville Lumber carries the largest selection of low-maintenance products for your home. In addition to the state's largest inventory of Trex decking and railing, Northville Lumber also stocks Versetta Stone and True Exterior Trim from Boral, James Hardy Fiber Cement Siding, AZEK PVC Trim and Molding, and more. Pro builders and remodelers, no need for special orders. Northville Lumber keeps it in stock. If you're sourcing products for a new construction or remodeling, Northville Lumber has it. Call Northville Lumber today.
Summer happens at Speedway, because everything you need for summer happens at Speedway. Like drinks. Drinks happen. The freshly brewed drink, the splashed over ice drink, the wake you up drink, the cool you off drink, the make your brain hurt for a minute drink. All poured however you want them, whenever you want them, all summer long. So on every hot day, you have something cold to sip. Speedway. Summer happens here. And now, get any size fountain Lautner Speedy Freeze for just 99 cents. Excludes maximum.
Do you know youth in grades 8 through 12? If so, the Detroit Urban League invites these students to join our College Club, which over the past 32 years has annually assisted hundreds of students prepare for college and successfully apply for valuable scholarships.
It's like I blinked and suddenly all my business shifted to e-commerce.
Now, my business hours are whenever my customers need me. My customers want everything now and faster than ever. It's a whole different world.
Your business is changing. The United States Postal Service is changing with it. We're bringing you fast, reliable shipping nationwide, and we're bringing it right where your customers need it. Let's discover new routes. Visit USPS.com/new routes. The United States Postal Service. Priority you.
At Shell, we know from the time you get up to the time you wrap up, there's a lot of meetups, eat-ups, and hurry-ups. So come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. Fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new. Save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. And snack up with in-store rewards to save even more at the pump. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell. And engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gas. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
It's pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said now he speaks Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
In some places, it's always rush hour. And the honking never stops. At Nature Valley, we wouldn't have it any other way. Take in the outdoors with Nature Valley granola bars.
Did you know there's more than one Las Vegas? There's the Strip with families on vacation and questionable odds. Then there's downtown Vegas, the original gambling and entertainment mecca. That's where you'll find the D Las Vegas. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
Make better bets, bet smarter, and beat the books today. Download the BetQL app today to better your chances.
What do we think of the nickname Motorcade? Can we get that going?
Yeah, I love it. And shout out, hold on. Shout out Detroit. Shout out Detroit. I got a buff up, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Detroit.
Oh, you're ready.
Buffed up now. Which camera I'm looking at? I'm in this one.
Yeah, you're in this one right here.
Detroit, I'm all the way in. Detroit Pistons, I'm all the way in. Let's do it.
Gabe Cunningham says he's all the way in. Is it time for Troy Weaver to say the same? Valenti Show with Rico, Jim Costa in today. The Pistons are creating some cap space and free agency kicks off tonight. This is typically a snooze fest in this town. I don't know if people are waking up to the possibilities. Tim Hardaway Jr. played here at Michigan, played for John Beilein, who is now with the Pistons. He has been reportedly a target, some interest. They have the space for him. DeMar DeRozan, a former Dwayne Casey guy who can get buckets. Instantly elevate this team to the playoffs and go all in with Cade. Rico, you still have Blake Griffin's money coming off the books the following year to continue to add to this thing. But I don't want him to lollygag and sit around and waste Cade Cunningham. I want them to show him we believe in you.
1 year is not wasting.
Let's go.
Cade Cunningham. Now,
He's already the face of Detroit with his beautiful mural.
Nerlens Noel.
Oh, get out of here with Nerlens Noel.
I would take him because he's a position of need.
Kelly Olynyk on line too.
No, I'm just saying, you could probably get him a lot less position of need, big man. Okay, let's go with that. Plumlee's gone. Luka Garza's not going to come in here and be the answer. But
he's not the next Bill Laimbeer like Pistons Twitter's telling me.
Yeah. Slow down. Don't waste money because you don't know what you have yet in Cade. Let Cade show you exactly who he's going to be. We're all hoping he's going to be this great point guard facilitator. Then again, he can come in here, become injury prone. He can come in here and become the next Dante Exum.
Rico, you have to go into this with the expectation that he is special. You drafted him number 1 overall. It's your first number 1 pick in 51 years. I don't think there's anything wrong with assuming the guy's going to be special.
I understand, but you're going to pretty much own his rights for the next 5 years.
Maybe more if you actually do right by him and go all in.
Let's see. Because you may have something here. Let him play with these toys before you go buy him new toys. because he may like what he has.
Yeah, but that might be a problem here. And let me ask you this question, and maybe this changes your mind. We see what's going on in New Orleans with Zion Williamson, right?
Right.
It's 2 years in, and there's already
Honeymoon's
rumblings
over.
that he wants to leave New Orleans. And in the history of the Detroit Pistons, the only star that stayed, Isaiah Thomas. Grant Hill left. If you want to consider him a star, Allen Houston left. No one wanted to stay here after they were drafted. So is it better to just go all in immediately just so you make sure you keep the star? I get he said he's all in, but that's just words.
Jr. is not going all in.
No.
You're bringing in Dame Lillard. You're bringing in a big name. That's all in.
Rico, you can still do that next year. You can still do that the following year.
You're picking up table scraps when you already have table scraps here.
This team needs a shooter. This team needs more reliable scoring. This team won 20 basketball games. If Cade wants to make the playoffs and you want to do right by him, you bring a guy in.
Cookies, they won 20 basketball games because they only needed to win 20 to get to Cade. I think...
So what, a 25-win basketball team now?
No, I'm saying they probably could have done more and did better if they really pushed.
Listen, I know.
I
Guys
think
were
they
sitting
realized
with boo-boos and owies at the end of the season. I know where they're going.
I think this is a team that now, if you add Cade with this team, we're competing for that wild card spot, that play-in game spot. Now, after next season, I know what I have. I know what I can get rid of. Now I can go and spend some serious money and not just nickel and dime this thing. Last year was cool to nickel and dime because there was no expectation. If he's going to be all that, let's bring in a real player, a real number 2 guy. Let's build our own big 3. And I don't see anybody out there that's going to be a part of that Pistons big 3.
So does the play-in tournament change things in the NBA?
Yes, it does.
Because if they were fighting for an 8th and 8, that's it. You would say maybe get something, but now
no, I would still say the same.
Okay.
Let's see what's there, and then after that, I know what our strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah. All right. That's the It's going to take me a while. It's going to take me about 45 minutes. 35 to 45. Drop you off at home, or you want to go? I'll figure it out when we get home. Well, if I go home, you're staying. I'm going to Detroit. You're going to go to Detroit? Yeah. Yes. longer to get there. What's the emergency question mark?
in with Steph Curry. 4 years.